Well, with unemployment recently at its lowest level in decades, the tight labor market has given many workers the confidence to make some career changes. Joining us this morning to talk more about employment trends right now is Bankrate Analyst Sarah Foster. Sarah, good morning. How you doing?
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Good. Thank you for being here. Before we talk about some of these trends, I want to ask you briefly about the June jobs report. Came out just a few minutes ago. Have you had a chance to look it over? What do you think?
Yeah, well, I was just kind of looking at the numbers before our call. As you know, it came out 15 minutes ago. But I think what we're kind of seeing right now is a job market that isn't as much of a juggernaut as it was back in 2021, even 2022, but it's still roaring along. So quick look at the headline numbers. We saw that over the past 12 months now, average monthly job growth is about 331,000 a month. And that's still pretty close to 1.5 times faster than the pace of 2019. We've kind of been wondering, what's going to happen as the Fed has been raising rates. And I think the easy way to describe this is it's a job market that's perplexing even the experts.
Interesting. I think during that whole great resignation, everyone thought, boy, this is just going to be so easy. I can just go out and people will be competing left and right for me to come work for them. But I guess it wasn't so easy. So now here we are in 2023. You've got this new survey there at Bankrate. Let's talk about some of these trends. I mean, is this great resignation thing continuing? What did the survey find out?
Yeah, it's interesting because we can definitely say that job hopping, kind of job quitting, all of those themes that were happening during the Great Resignation are slowing, but we're still, interestingly enough, seeing a lot of workers who are still interested in leveraging this strong job market while they can to take advantage of the opportunity to ask for higher pay, ask for more flexibility, even pursue looking for a new job. And something that really kind of struck me from this recent survey that we run every year for job seekers is that the Americans who are most worried about their job security are actually the ones who are most interested in taking career action, which is something that economists have long kind of thought, wouldn't be the case. The theory goes that if you are worried about your job security, if you're fearing that a recession may be on the horizon, that you might not be interested in taking advantage of any job opportunities that are out there. But as we know, this perplexing labor market is kind of interesting Americans out there to still take advantage of what they can.
Interesting. Speaking of job security, you guys measured that response by region.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, too, kind of the narrative was also the same here. We saw that the regions that are dealing with the highest inflation, the highest unemployment, and so-called the misery index, that's what economists often like to do. They add the inflation rate and the unemployment rate together to get that so-called misery index. The regions who are facing the highest of the two workers are interested in taking career action more there. So for instance, in the Northeast and the West, where we've heard narratives about job layoffs, especially concentrated among tech workers, those traditional white-collar jobs, that's not keeping Americans from taking career actions, because in those regions, we saw that 14% of workers are interested in doing anything from quitting a job, asking for a raise, asking for more flexibility. And it's striking because especially when you compare it with the South and the Midwest, which had a lower so-called misery index at the time of polling, workers aren't as seemingly interested as taking all of those career actions as they were in those tougher economies.
Interesting. And those regions you mentioned, whether it's the Northeast or out West, a lot of them have, a lot of folks have been moving to Texas, in fact, maybe looking for those new opportunities. Hey, before we go here, can you tell us, Sarah, some of the most in-demand jobs right now?
Yeah, well, we had another jobs report kind of come out yesterday. It's often referred to as the labor turnover report, and that's a great one for viewers to look at if they're interested in seeing which industries have the highest concentration of job openings. And right now, we're really seeing a big concentration of job openings in healthcare, education, even professional business services, and of course, those leisure and hospitality jobs are still in high demand. But my parting thoughts really would be that if no matter what industry you work in, there are ways for workers to still take advantage of this job market, to find ways to market themselves. And even if you are working in a tougher industry, there are still going to be opportunities out there for you if you figure out the best way to market yourself.
Yeah, find that silver lining, find that opportunity. It's always there if you can find it. Hopefully this interview helps. Sarah, thanks for your time. Really appreciate it.
Great to be here. Thanks again.
All right, Sarah Foster with Bankrate.